Hey, my name is Makarchuk, and before we get started, I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video and educate yourself on how to finally lose your first 50 pounds properly, look better, feel better, and live the kind of lifestyle you deserve to live. I'm the owner and head body shaping specialist at BOOM Bodyshaping Studio here in Winnipeg, Manitoba. And after helping thousands of clients over the years, I've seen a lot of strategies that work, and even more that unfortunately don't work for helping you get the results you want. I've realized that there are a lot of misconceptions and flat out lies in the weight loss industry that are holding you back from reaching your transformation goals as safely and quickly as possible. Today, you'll discover 4 pillars that my clients use to get better results, faster results, and lifelong results. And the best part is that everything you see today is incredibly easy to implement so you can start seeing better results today. Pretty awesome, right? Now, I also have a special gift for you at the end of this video, so make sure you watch right until the end because guess what? It is totally 100% free. All right, let's get on with the 4 pillars for losing your first 50 pounds properly in Winnipeg. So over the next few minutes, you're going to discover 3 sneaky health foods that are sabotaging your transformation. These foods are labeled as healthy, but actually do more harm than good. And I bet you have at least 2 of them in your house right now. Then you'll see 5 must-have fat torching exercises. These are staples of the fat loss programs our program design team creates to get our clients the best results possible. After that, we'll talk about the critical theory you must understand that holds most people back. Not many other people even talk about this, but once you understand it and implement it, your life will instantly improve. Wouldn't that be nice to be instantly happier? And finally, how you can easily put the pieces together and finally lose your first 50 pounds. So my question to you is this: are you ready to change your life? Good, then let's get started. Now, nutrition is by far the biggest factor in how quickly you transform your body and how you feel while you're doing it. So that's why pillar number 1 talks about 3 sneaky health foods that are likely sabotaging your progress. Now take a moment, how many of these do you currently have in your cupboards? Now I'll wait and while you look at these so you can get a good understanding of what these are. Now put your hand up if you thought a few of these were actually good for you and part of a balanced nutrition plan. If you put your hand up, you are not alone. But the problem with these foods is that they are highly processed and contain a ton of toxic ingredients. So instead of getting carbohydrates from those sources, those sugar-filled processed foods, get your starchy carbohydrates from sources like sweet potatoes, yams, beets, quinoa, or even rice. All right, moving on. Sneaky food number 2. Raise your hand if you had a big glass of orange juice or apple juice this morning. Yeah, I used to also, until I realized that 100% fruit juice is pretty much 100% sugar. Not exactly the greatest thing to be starting your day off with now, is it? But Cam, you might be saying, the sugar is from fruit. Doesn't that mean it's okay? Yeah, sugar from fruit is generally alright, but you still don't want to overdo it even with actual fruit. And these fruit juices, they're made from fruit concentrates, which is much different than an actual piece of fruit, not to mention all of the other hard to pronounce ingredients on the label. If you're going to get sugar from fruit, get it from actual fruit, not fruit juices. Which brings us to sneaky food number 3. This is probably the mother of all misleading health claims: soy. Soy has been made out to be the ultimate health food over the years, and in the beginning they were right. Soy does have a lot of health benefits, such as decreased risk of breast cancer, decreased body fat, to name a few. However, once the big food corporations got wind of this, they did what they always do: found a cheaper way to mass produce it and then stuff it into every consumable they could think of. Soy milk, soy cheese, tofu, to name a few. Unfortunately, when they did this, they also took out almost every health benefit and actually reversed the effects. Processed soy, the kind you find in the products I just mentioned, will actually increase your risk of breast cancer. It will actually increase your weight gain, and not to mention the increased levels of toxic elements such as aluminum. Not good times. Stay away from processed soy products and eat the real thing, such as tempeh or edamame, to name a couple. So now that we've taken care of that, let's talk about some fun stuff. Fat torching exercises. The first must-have exercise you should absolutely have in your programs are push-ups. When done properly, push-ups are great because they help you torch that belly fat by using a lot of muscles all at once and increasing your calorie burning efficiency. For a full video on proper form and some modifications, go to feeltheboom.ca/push-ups. Next up on our list, we have a plank. This should be a staple of your program, especially if you have any type of back pain. Funny story, my aunt was actually having some really terrible back pain, and she had been going to a chiropractor for a couple of months, but still she was having this awful pain. I told her to start doing some modified planks and side planks every day. Nothing fancy, just holding that position for 30 seconds each and gradually progressing up to a minute. After 3 weeks, she was up to a minute and her back pain was pretty much gone. Weak core muscles are one of the main causes of back pain, so take the steps necessary to strengthen those muscles. For a full video demo and some modifications, go ahead and check out feeltheboom.ca/plank. Now, maybe the best fat shredding exercise would have to be the kettlebell swing. This one uses almost every muscle in your body, develops explosive power, which is always helpful when you're jumping out of the way of a bus, and gets your heart rate up quickly. And even though it might not look like it, this is also one of the very best ab exercises. However, form is crucial with these, so before you try it, please check out feeltheboom.ca/swing. Now, there's nothing sexy about must-have exercise number 4, but it is absolutely necessary, and it will make every other movement a lot easier, along with strengthening some of the core muscles in your back and potentially reducing back pain. If a standard hip extension like this is too easy, there are a lot of variations and progressions, but this is a really good place to start. Check out some of the variations at feeltheboom.ca/hip. And finally, to round out the 5 must-have fat torching exercises to help you transform your body is the inverted row. Now this is essentially the opposite of a push-up, and it's great for the same reasons. It uses a lot of muscles at once, develops killer core strength, and increases your calorie burning and fat burning efficiency. Also great if you sit at a desk most of the day, hunched over a computer. This will help pull your shoulders back where they're supposed to be. All great things for helping you lose your first 50 pounds properly and transforming your body. Check out feeltheboom.ca for a full video demo. Now, what would you say if I told you I have the secret to instantly feeling better about your life? Well, that's exactly what pillar number 3 is going to cover. In order to have lasting transformation, you need to conquer your mindset and how you view your life. I went to a business workshop with one of my mentors a while back, and a story she shared with me is what's going to illustrate the secret to your future success. She told me a story about how her and her husband went out to the lake with some of their friends and they were out catching crabs. They filled an entire bucket with over a dozen of these things. After a long day of catching crabs, they were fairly hungry, so they went inside to have dinner, leaving the bucket out on the dock. It wasn't until later that night they realized they had forgotten to cover the bucket with a lid, meaning there was nothing from stopping the crabs from crawling out of that bucket. They rushed out to the dock expecting to see no crabs in the bucket, but when they got there, they were surprised by what they saw. Not one crab had left the bucket, not even one. This is because every time a crab would try to inch its way to freedom, another crab would grab its leg and pull it back down into the bucket with the rest of them. These crabs would go so far as to actually rip the legs off of the few persistent ones that tried to escape. Now, does this sound like anyone in your life? Think to yourself, who in your life is a crab? Who in your life, no matter how hard you try to do better and make positive changes, always tries to pull you back down to their level? Get rid of these people immediately, and I promise you will feel instantly better about your life on a day-to-day basis. Now really think about the people you spend the most time with. There's a quote in the business world that goes something like, your income will be the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. I've adapted that for your body and lifestyle, and I say, your body and lifestyle will be the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Think about those 5 people in your life. Are they bringing you up, or are they bringing you down? This is a hard thing to hear, but it's the absolute truth. Spend more of your time with people that bring you up, and you won't be disappointed with where you end up. Now here's where it gets confusing. pillar number 4, putting the pieces together. I find that most people go through phases when they make the decision to transform their bodies and change their lives. First, they'll buy a book or a DVD. Then, when that doesn't get them where they want to be, they join a big chain or jump on whatever popular diet is hot at the time. Then when that fails, they finally decide to hire a coach, hopefully one that specializes in what they want to achieve. In your case, body and lifestyle transformation. This last step is the quickest way to success, but let's look at the others first. So you decide you're going to buy a book on weight loss, or maybe even pick up a workout DVD from the latest celeb fitness superstar and decide you're going to tackle this on your own. But after trying that for a couple weeks with no noticeable results, you're left frustrated and confused, and you're like, what am I supposed to do now? So you join a big chain gym and decide you're going to run your face off on the treadmill. Or maybe you even sit on some of those little weight machine thingies and move in whatever motion the machine thingy will let you, never really working up that much of a sweat. Or maybe you decide you're going to venture into the world of free weights and pick up a pair of those nice shiny pink dumbbells that probably weigh less than your purse. But ultimately, again, you're left with very little progress, frustrated, confused, and you're like, why is this not working? So finally, after being let down by those other options, you decide it's time to get some professional help in the form of a coach. Now, this is a great decision and by far the fastest way to get the results you want. No matter what your goals are, whether it's losing weight, business, or professional sports, the people that have coaches always make progress faster and succeed faster. Always. A coach who hopefully specializes in what you're trying to achieve will have a proven system to get you where you want to be, along with past successes to prove it. So my question to you is this: do you want faster results? Do you want to be part of a supportive community of people just like you? Do you want a proven system to get you the results you deserve? If you do, and I'm guessing you do if you're watching this video, I'd like to give you something. A gift from me to you for sticking with me through this video and showing me that you take your life seriously and have a deep desire to transform your body and change your life. I want to give you 100% free a complimentary transformation strategy session and lifestyle diagnostics evaluation with one of our body shaping specialists at my private fitness studio, BOOM Bodyshaping Studio, right here in Winnipeg. During this complimentary transformation strategy session, your body shaping specialist will go over areas such as your medical history, what you've done in the past, and most importantly, your goals, where you want to go. Then you'll work with your body shaping specialist to develop a strategic plan to help you achieve those goals. Now, if this sounds like something you would benefit from, there's 2 ways to reserve your time slot. You can give us a call at the number 475-2666, or you can email us at results@boombodysapingstudio.com. After that, a member of our team will contact you to set up a time that works for you for your complimentary transformation strategy session. Hopefully now you feel more prepared and educated on how to properly transform your body, change your life, and lose your first 50 pounds and beyond. Thank you for watching this video. My name is Cameron Makarchuk, owner of BOOM Bodyshaping Studio, and I look forward to meeting you during your transformation strategy session.